of this piece is called Lama Bada. Yeah, hold on. It might be out of tune, but okay, it's fine. I think guys might be able to get the gist.
Hi, so we are from the SOTA Times, and we are creating an arts magazine where we publish all types of art-related articles. So in this issue, we will be discussing arts and culture. So I am Suha.
I'm Rafaela.
And I'm Umi.
I'm Cloud. Yeah.
Okay. Cloud. Okay. So to start us off, could you tell us more about this ensemble?
So I joined this year, so I haven't had much experience with the MFE or the Malay Fusion Ensem. Yeah, so it's been really exciting so far. So what we do in Malay Fusion Ensem is that we take traditional Malay instruments or instruments that have been fused into Malay culture since centuries ago, and we join them up with other instruments that aren't traditionally used with Malay music, like piano, and mostly like we've been using piano this year, but yeah. Sometimes we have one rebana, which is like the percussion instrument they use, and I play the oud. I have it here, actually I can show you later, and at times 3 accordions, sometimes 2 accordions and 1 piano. Yeah.
What actually got you interested in joining Malay Ensemble?
Oh, okay. So this is a cool question because I've been asked this question a lot of times. It was a workshop in which some people came in and taught us about the Malay archipelago and Malay instruments and different types of Malay rhythms as well that were developed and taken from other cultures from countries in the Malay archipelago. So I learned a lot about Malay music through this Blue workshop. It was really exciting because there were live musicians as well, and they showed us how to play these instruments and got us to hold them hands-on as well. So it was really, really exciting for me.
What is your perception of Malay fusion music, or just fusion music in general?
Okay, I think fusion music is a really interesting concept because combining traditionality with modernity isn't as easy as people think it is.
Yeah.
So obviously for some instruments you can it is impossible to fuse with traditional instruments. Like, say if you were to mix an organ and electronic music, it would take a really, really long time to fuse them together, right? So yeah, that's basically what I think. Like, fusion, you have to find the right instruments that can be compatible as well for fusion music, and that is just the instrumental front. But on the cultural front, there are some, I bet there are some cultures who would fusion music would be off the table because okay, let me lift from an example. So in Indonesia, you have the gamelan, and Indonesians, especially people from West Java, because they play the gamelan the most, it was developed there, and they think they hold the gamelan as a sacred instruments, because the gamelan is like an entire ensemble. So they hold each and every instrument in sacred regard. And there are a few rules one has to follow so that the gamelan is respected, because it's the musicians respect the instrument. It's that kind of thing.
Wow, okay. So what have you learned in this art form, or from arts in general? that has helped you like grow as an artist and as a person?
It helped me grow as a musician by exposing me to an entirely new culture altogether. And because I had zero experience with the oud before, it was also new. And at first I had trouble with it, but now as I get used to it, as I get used to playing it, and as I get used to the scales that I used to play it, it gets easier. It gets easier every time. My portfolio grade last year wasn't excellent, but I looked around me and I saw everybody getting 90 and above. So and I know this sounds insane. This sounds really insane because my the music cohort, especially my music cohort, scores extremely high. Finally, I confided in a music teacher about it, and it was Mr. Ramo actually, and yeah, and he did give me some like advice and stuff, and at the end of the year, I figured out, I finally realized that it didn't the results didn't matter. It didn't matter at all, because at the end of the day, like what I'm learning and what the results I can that I can put in my portfolio can never actually reflect how I feel as a musician. Yeah, and I was so overwhelmed with emotion that I began to cry. So and that made me realize that like music has become such an intricate part of my life that I can't separate myself from music. So yeah, and this wild attachment and this love for music, like that made me cry, and that made me also realize that I never wanted to let go of music. So yeah, I know that was really raw and everything, but that was like a pivotal moment that made me change my outlook towards like being a musician in general. And for my mid-year score this year, I did end up becoming one of the students that I was looking at. So that's really good, but I'm not gonna let this happen. I'm not gonna be complacent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that really changed me as a musician. And yeah, I think I'm done with the question.
Yeah, I think it's
So
really
this-
interesting that you you didn't even know anything about this instrument, did you? And then you just
Yeah,
picked it up. You just joined the Malay Fusion Ensem.
yeah, because
That's really
because I
cool.
saw it for the first time. I saw it for the first time
Yeah.
last year, and I found it really majestic, because like it has a really low timbre. I don't know if you can hear, but the highest like the highest open string is a middle C. So the rest of everything here would be below middle C. Like, I mean, of course you can play higher notes here, but everything else is at a pretty low registers, which doesn't really suit me, because when I, especially like, because I use my voice the most, and when I sing, it's at from probably from a little bit below middle C to above that. So it kind of contrasts me as a person and as a singer in a way. So yeah, it's really cool. And y'all know people use guitar picks, right? Yeah, this is the oud pick. Yeah, and it's meant to resemble an eagle feather. That's what my IC teacher told me, and it's called a risha. So you don't hold it like how you would hold a guitar, because you hold a guitar pick like this or like this, right? So for this, you find like at like the edge, and then you take it here. It's supposed to be some like an extension of your thumb. So you do this and you wrap the other fingers around, and then you hit it at a 45-degree angle. I'm not sure if you can see it, but like, yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have time. I could play something for you.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Please,
Yeah. Like right now.
Yeah, just like a short piece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
So do you think that like advocating cultures through art is important? And what are your thoughts on the role that art plays in preserving cultures?
Okay. So if I'm not wrong, the school did something for International Friendship Day, right? IFD. So for IFD, we could very clearly see how countries used the art forms to portray things, to portray things in their culture. And I mean, through my watching of the IFG videos, I could very clearly see how this country is like, what they do, and what's interesting about whatever like art forms they have to offer. And honestly, I personally think that the best way to get to know a culture is through an art form, because while performing art, you can use language if you're singing, like, and there are some things in art, like scales and stuff, like just now I mentioned the Arabic scale. You use that for the oud, so like kind of thing, like special little things, like certain rhythms that you do, certain ornaments that you put onto your instrument and onto your song to make it sound more interesting and more beautiful, in a sense. Like those are little things that you can pick up on that would shape a culture and make it what it is, in a sense, because they are unique to the culture. So I feel that arts and culture are very, very much intertwined, and yeah, it's really cool to see how culture can influence art, in a sense, because art itself can be a form of culture, but like if you're talking about historical cultural senses, then I feel that that culture can shape art, and like culture can be weaved into the art to make the art unique to the culture. Yeah.
I think, yeah, we are all like super in awe of like whatever you said and like your passion, and I hope that like it continues, and that you have like more opportunities to continue learning about like different kinds of music from like different kinds of places and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, like thanks to your words. I will definitely be able to continue, because I love hearing that from people. So yeah, it will happen. It will definitely happen.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think that's all we have, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Thank you.